And let's start in LA, though. Not only did all three Antetokounmpo brothers face each other, play on the court together, Giannis said later it was one of the best moments of his basketball life. But Andre Drummond made his Lakers debut and then promptly injured his toe. He said later his entire toenail came off by halftime. He missed the second half. The Bucks went on to win. Now, I will say Markieff Morris stayed optimistic post-game. Take a listen.
Should just make for a better ending. That's how we look at it. Everybody be back healthy. We're not worried about the toe. It just lines up for a great ending, a great, ride off into the sunset championship win again.
Now, a little later in that same press conference, Markieff said, hey, I hope the league knows that LeBron and AD are just resting up right now. I hope everyone knows what they're ready for. Zach, do you share Markieff's optimism here? Because, yes, they are still sort of safely in the middle of the West playoff bracket, but they only sit 4 games out of the play-in right now. And once you get into a single elimination or double elimination situation, anything can happen in a game or two, right?
Yeah, I'm with you, Rach. I'm totally confident in the Lakers if A, they're healthy when it matters, and B, they stay out of the play-in. And it's easy to say, well, who cares if they're in the play-in? They'll win the play-in. Anytime you're in a one-and-done or two-and-done situation, you are one big Zion game, one cold LeBron game, one twisted ankle away from being out of the playoffs, which would be a disaster. As long as they stay out of that, I share their optimism. I still think they should be considered the favorites. They've earned that. They've earned that benefit of the doubt. But they're not going to have a run now where they face an under 500 8 seed in the first round like they had last year. Right now, they're slated to go Denver, Utah, Clippers, or something like that just to get out of the West. And that is a murderer's row with no margin for error at all.
Well, Rachel, Markieff's sentiment of having it be a little bit better, have a better ending than they have right now, I sure hope that's the case for the sake of the league, but they're not the only team that is in this boat, right? There are plenty of teams that have these injuries to their star players that are looking around saying, when we get them back, when they come back, it's going to be a little bit different. But riding off into the championship for a sunset, as Zach just said, that's going to be a little bit more challenging. I can think of a handful of teams that may have something to say about that, even when Andre Drummond is healthy again, his toenail. I mean, I am a baby about a hangnail, so I can't imagine having my whole big toenail taken completely off. But even when he is healthy, when LeBron James is healthy, when Anthony Davis is healthy, there are other teams that are looking at the Lakers with a target on their back, even with those injuries. So riding off into the sunset, that's where I'm going to say maybe we're going to just need to pause for a second.
Well, I give Dre a lot of credit. He came and did media with us after the game, and he described in detail, friends, in great detail, how Brook Lopez, which is 285 pounds of human, landed on his foot, and then him taking off the shoe, taking off the sock, and revealing, as he put it, my toenail was gone. And Markieff Morris followed him in the press conference and mentioned he had a similar injury. He said now he was able to come back and play the next game. So we don't know what that means for Drummond, but hopefully he'll be able to come back and play with this. But as Markieff said, it hurt and affected him for about a month and a half. He said you don't realize how much your toe and the top of your toe scrapes your shoe and kind of is affected in all your basketball movements. So another injury bug issue for the Lakers. We will, of course, be following that.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.